This webinar is designed to showcase the partnership of GMetrix and Bulb, a bright idea. All the power of GMetrix confidence-boosting test prep solutions, now enhanced and supported by Bulb's easy, powerful digital portfolio platform. Through the Bulb and GMetrix partnership, educators who have purchased GMetrix now have access to the Bulb platform through your GMetrix admin account. With the simple click of a button, educators and students now have the ability to create a lifelong portfolio that can grow with them and be customized based on their needs.
Welcome, everyone. We're so excited to have you today. This is really fun for Nicole and I to be able to co-host this webinar together because we have a new partnership together. GMetrix and Bulb has partnered together, and we're really excited about what this means for teachers and students in the classroom and being able to leverage this power of portfolios and being able to collect evidence of the great things that your students are doing to get college and career ready. And so really today, we're just going to spend a few minutes together, kind of just hopefully inspiring you and walking you through what a Bulb portfolio looks like and all the different ways that it might fit into your classroom. And just show you some easy steps on how to be able to get that started. And then we'll just ask that you keep an eye out for emails from GMetrix in terms of upcoming things that we have. We'll do more in-depth trainings, resources, and information coming out through all the spring semester for next year. So this is really kind of our kickoff to help you get a taste of what this partnership looks like. Do you want to add anything to that, Nicole?
No, as a teacher, as a former teacher, but still a teacher, am very excited about this platform. I have been reviewing the Bulb app, and I've built some amazing things that we're going to show you tonight. This is going to be amazing. I do have several ideas of how this could be implemented in the classroom that I look forward to sharing with you.
Yeah, she's done a great job of getting started, and she'll have a chance to share in a few minutes. So really just to kick us off, I want us to kind of orient ourselves around what is Bulb. And Bulb is really this powerful digital portfolio and resume platform. And it is applicable to both educators and students. And it's this robust place where you can create and curate and showcase passion, skills, career exploration, and be able to use that in all parts of your journey. We are a global company and super excited to be partnered with all of our GMetrix teachers and students. So we really, when you think about, I don't know if any of you guys on the call today have used portfolios in the classroom, but they're such a powerful tool as a place to create that ownership of learning. A portfolio can be that place where it represents, who am I? It gives you that place to tell your unique story. Who am I? What do I know? And what am I capable of? It's a very personalized space. As you'll see, we're going to spend a bunch of time looking at some examples where you can really combine both the academic side, your hobbies, your career explorations, your work-based learning experiences, all in a single place. And it is a beautiful way to be able to stand out for college admissions, to stand out when you're applying for scholarships and internships as a student. From an educator perspective, it's a great place as you're going for maybe a leadership role in your school or looking for new opportunities. So those are great ways to be able to utilize your portfolio. And Nicole and I were talking yesterday, a lot of your programs, you guys use Perkins grant money to fund your programs. And a part of the Perkins grant is a requirement to keep a portfolio. And so this is an opportunity to be able to have a portfolio that supports that college and career readiness, meets those Perkins grants guidelines. You can allot it, and many of your schools will allow you to use your Perkins grants money to purchase the portfolio. And most importantly, Bulb goes with you for life. And so that's what gets a lot of our teachers excited about utilizing our platform, is that Bulb is a portfolio that will go not only in your class, but students can use it from class to class, from year to year, and be able to take it even when they leave your school district or maybe transfer. They can keep that portfolio and all that work and keep building on it. So I always love to hear directly from students in terms of how they think about utilizing portfolios. So I just have this one quick 1-minute video that I was going to share from a student at Turner Tech High School in Miami-Dade who's talking about his portfolio that he created.
What's going on in Miami-Dade County Public Schools? Can y'all make some noise for me?
I wanted to try something different and to explore the Bowl program. One of my favorite things about the Bowl program is showing past videos that I've made through it.
My teacher just asked me, hey, do you want to make an e-portfolio? And I was like, okay, sure. Making something that's personal to me is actually really important because it helps me improve myself when I'm looking at what part of me I'm looking at.
The main reason was to put myself out there and gain experience from it. It wasn't necessarily about winning. It was just to get feedback on my portfolios.
Just is so inspiring how they are so committed to making a difference, and they're so committed to their own success regardless of their situations. So they're not being defined by their situations. They're learning from them, they're growing from them, and they're seeking to make a positive impact, not only in their community, but in the world. You know, they've got dreams.
So I like to share that Miami does a portfolio competition. They have students participate, but I think one of the things that the student had said in there that really resonates is that idea that this is their story. They can tell all the uniqueness of what they're about and what makes them special. And we're seeing a lot of trends with colleges and university admissions where they're trying to step away outside of just that test score and saying, what else, how do we get to know these students better? And we see that with employment as well. And a portfolio is really something that fills in that space. So really, to get us started, we're going to kind of go over 4 things. I'm really excited to announce, as an educator, you get Bulb for free for life. And so you're going to have the opportunity directly from your GMetrix admin portal. You'll be able to actually click on the Bulb logo and it will create an account for you, and you'll be able to have your free educator account. It is coming very soon, and so we'll be sending out an email as soon as that is live. Probably expect that before you come back from the holiday break, and you'll be able to create your very own portfolio. And then we're going to kind of walk through some of the cool features that Bulb has today. And we're actually going to start out with really taking a look at it from an educator perspective. And so I'm going to actually transition over to Nicole, as she has just gotten started. So she's a new user in the platform, and she's going to share a little bit of what she's created and her experience so far in creating her own professional portfolio. All right, Nicole, I think you should be ready to be able to share your screen.
Thank you, Bria. Just want to make sure you're able to see my Bulb portfolio here.
Yep, you look great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So thank you so much. So yes, so as I'm going to show you my Bulb portfolio, and I'm going to tell you, no, it's not complete. But after I show it to you, then I'm going to tell you how long I've been working on it. Okay. So it starts out with a resume here. And I've been going through, as I've been creating my pages and collections, I have been going through and updating my resume here. So I do have the links where, I can add several email addresses here. I have some of my social profiles as well as my experience. But one of the things that I love here is I can showcase certain things about me. So I have, as a teacher doing the certifications, one of my big things was, I'm going to do it before my students do it. I'm going to try it before I buy it. So with my certifications, I have more than this, but I just stopped writing. But this certifications entry is actually linked to one of my pages. And then my volunteer work, again, I linked it to my page, and I can add more information here. And then for speaking engagements, as I do more, it's linked to my page. So about these pages that I have linked here, to get to my pages, I just go to portfolio. And within my portfolio, these are actually all of my collections. So I'm going to tell you how, because you can create collections and you can create pages. And I'm going to tell you how to understand the difference. Pages are collections. All right. Collections are made up of pages. So these are going to be collections where it has educator, my accuracy. This is actually a page here. My 50 half marathons in 50 states and my conferences. These are actually pages. And then when I click in, they're collections, I'm sorry. And then when I click into them, I have created pages within those collections, pages for specific things. And one of the things that I love, as you can see, I have some professional things. I have my professional with my educator, with my conferences, and I also have my 50 half marathons with the 50 states. One of the things that I love here is when I go to share it, I have sharing settings where I can be the only one to see it, or only people with a link can see it. So if I'm trying to prepare to present at a conference, I'm applying to present, and I want them to see my past work at conferences, I can have it so that just that information is in a collection or on a page, and I can have it so that I can put that link in the application and only they will be able to see it. Or I can have it public where anybody with the link to my Bulb app can see it. So in my classroom, I'm very open with my students. We're very much a team. And so one of the assignments, my classroom manager and the kids got together. I walk in and they say, Ms. Ross, I need a picture of you. Me being who I am, I struck a pose. And so then they go, all right, class, today's assignment is, was it make Miss Ross? So they did different things with Miss Ross. And so I have here some of the pictures that they used Photoshop to create of me. Sometimes they went to the internet and got a picture, and sometimes you can see it's a posed picture. I actually said, here you go. Yeah. So this was very easy to make. This is a carousel, and I have options of how I want the pictures how I want you to be able to flip through the pictures. But this was very easy to make. And then again, we're a team. So when I told them about my marathon journey, they wanted to be a part of it. And they created a little class for me to wear as I'm doing my running. So.
Yeah, I love that page that you created, Nicole, because as educators, you guys create incredible relationships with students. My husband's a high school teacher as well. And I always say, you get all these notes and these special things that you do with your students that are so fun. What a great way to keep those all in a place in a portfolio, a screenshot of, or a picture of a note that a kid wrote you or something that they gave you, and being able to just capture the impact that you're making in students' lives is a beautiful page to create in your portfolio.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, because that's big. And as an educator, when you have those types of relationships, it says a lot about you as an educator. So I definitely, and it's great memories too, since I'm not in the classroom anymore, it's great memories and connections with the students. I do also have my certifications here. I was able to put a video here as well as a file. So that was another way to add things into my portfolio. what I'd also like to show you is two more collections that I created. So on my 50 half marathon, 50 states journey, I'm creating a page for every state that I'm going to do a race in. And so these are all the states that I've done races in, their pages in progress, and I'm going to do a how I got started. But for each state, I'll have a page. And for each page, I will have information on why I ran that race, the race that I ran. It'll be with my medals, with pictures, and you can see on this one, I did really detailed on this one. This content editor has some really great features in it. I can add images, which is single images, which is what I have here. I can do a carousel, which is what I have here, where you can go through the different images. I can multiple images right there. I did the dividers. I just felt that looked amazing. And I'm going to show you this because you can see it, you can preview it before you publish it, but it's a great way for you yourself or your students in presenter mode. So I can show it as a presentation as well. And those dividers are great, great transitions, great, this is stopping. And now we're moving on to the next part of this. So those dividers, I love those dividers. I can even caption my pictures. And then I have my carousel here that goes through some different pictures that were taken. And then I have key takeaways on the bottom. And I can add different pictures in there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add my times for each race. I'm going to add that information in there from the official site. So it'll make it even more of a memory and more special for me. I can add my cover images here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have it in your cover image that you have here is what's going to show up out here. So it won't say bulb out there if you put a cover image on the inside. So mine is going to be the numbers, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. It'll be the number of the race that I ran for me because I have 51 to do. So
yeah, I love that. I see this in both professional portfolios as well as student portfolios, that way to capture hobbies and passions and those special things that make you really unique. So you did an awesome job, and I'm jealous that you're doing all these half marathons. I probably need to get working more.
And then the last one that I'll show you, the conferences. So any conferences that I speak at, I'm going to have here these motivational sayings. You'll notice these in all of my pages that I did. Canva. You see, I have Canva open up here. Canva. I use Canva to create them and just upload them. And I'm going to show you this one in present mode as well. I spoke at CTE conference. You may have heard of it, certified over the summer. And so this is just my kind of overview of certified. I have an image there. And what I did here, I put a table and put the image in. So, and you can actually edit some stuff in your table so it doesn't look like a table. You probably wouldn't have known that if I hadn't told you. I actually have the video from the session here. And then, beyond the session, I have, pictures of what happened outside of the session. And then the presentation that I gave will actually be uploaded here as well. So I did all of this hard work. And I know you probably think it took me just days to do this. Yeah, the great thing, I see you, Jennifer. The great thing, I did this in hours last night. It was a couple of hours last night, and it wouldn't have been that long, except that I'm a perfectionist. And then once I started, I was having so much fun. I couldn't stop. Okay. I could not stop. So I just kept going, and I woke up this morning like, well, I want to do this. And yeah, I had to have a conversation with myself, but I could see so many uses for this within the classroom. That's a whole nother webinar. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to Bria so that she can continue giving you more information and let you see some additional examples here.
Yeah, Nicole, thanks so much for sharing that. I think it's so important for educators who are stepping into this and hearing from someone who's a brand new user and what their experience was. And you did You did a great job. And I would just encourage you guys, you get a free account. This is a beautiful way to document professional development activities that you're doing, as you saw with Nicole, those conferences, hobbies. I just took a big family trip that was extra special. I was able to document that in my portfolio and share it out with friends and family. I also do my year in review holiday card in Bulb and send that out electronically to family and kind of document my family and some of the key activities that we've done through the year with pictures and videos. And so everybody enjoys looking at that. So those are great, like timely things that might be of interest to you guys in ways to get going. And Nicole, if you'll make me host, I'll reshare. Perfect. So a lot of times teachers ask me, so what's the easiest way to get started? And they love one of our major features, which is these pre-made template activities. So we have pre-made templates for master teachers that have been created of activities that might inspire you, of something that's exciting that you could add to your classroom, or might fit already with things that you're planning on doing in your classroom, and it helps you kind of help do that in Bulb. And so I thought it might be helpful for us to kind of look at a few of those things. And so I'm actually going to start off first by showing you this portfolio. So Nicole and I have worked together and put a portfolio specifically for our partnership. So anything that you want to know about how Bulb and GMetrix is going to work together, it is all going to live in this one space. And I'll put this link in the chat. And if you want to bookmark this and save this, see everyone in the meeting. This is going to be a resource that we're going to continue to build on, and the recording of this and all the resources that I'm referencing are all going to be located in this portfolio. And so you'll notice here in this blue tile, it says featured templates. I've curated several templates that I think would be really great for the spring semester that I think you guys might be interested in. And one of our most popular templates at the start of the school year is this vision board. I don't know if any of your students have done any vision boards, but as they wrap up their certifications that I know for a lot of you guys will happen probably towards the start of the new year. And as you're looking at what you're going to be doing for the rest of the semester with your students, some of these activities might be a perfect place for them to really document and think about their experiences that they've had in your pathway in your class. And so this vision board is simply a Bulb page with activities and shows examples and all the different embedded web content. And all you'll do is you'll access this template and you'll just click on use template in the upper right-hand corner. And this is going to copy this page into your portfolio. And then if you're an educator, if you're a student, you'll copy it into your portfolio, and then you'll have full edit rights and you'll be able to complete the template and customize the page to your liking. It'll live in your own portfolio. And you'll be able, as a student, be able to share back to your teacher, and we'll talk a little bit about what that classroom workflow looks like in just a minute. So vision board is something that is really popular. The other really popular one is that goal setting at the start of the school year. So we have several different templates that I've curated for you around New Year's goals. This one's kind of fun. It has students pick a theme song for the year and some best and worst, and what are they excited about? What are some of their goals? And this is another template you can use. Something else that my teachers love is a lot of times they find these templates in our resource center and they want to customize them. So they'll just copy this template into their own portfolio. They'll make a few edits to it, maybe customize some of the questions or things that they want their students to do. And then they'll share it back out with their student, usually through their learning management system. Whether that was Google Classroom or Canvas or Schoology, whatever that looks like. And then the students will be able to then copy that customized template directly from their teacher as well. So we have a lot of resources on how to create, as an educator, how to create a great template. And we have a library of hundreds of different template activities. And then again, I have an entire page of some curated templates that would be great for the spring semester, including capstone templates, resume templates, goal setting, all in this GMetrix portfolio of all those resources that are available for you. All right, so one of my favorite things to show is to really start to look at, what does a student portfolio look like? What are they putting in there? What would this bold portfolio look like from a student perspective? So I thought I'd just take a minute or two and show you just a couple examples. And I have a ton of examples linked into that GMetrix portfolio as well. So you can go look at more educator examples, you can go look at more student examples. And that's a great tip in terms of introducing Bulb to students, is giving them a chance to look at a few other students' portfolios and get inspired in terms of how they utilize it. So Carlos here, he's a business student and he has a Who Am I page. That's something that's very popular and having in your portfolio. And we actually, when you create a new account, there will be a single page on your portfolio, and it'll be kind of a get to know me page that could guide you through how to create a Who Am I page. It's a little bit different for students than it is for educators, but you could use that page, or you can use some of our other templates as well. And so he has stuff about his favorites and his family, pictures in here. What is his hopes and dreams for the future? Has a video in there. So that's always a great page for students to start out with. And then he's done a great job in his business pathway. He's documented some of his key assignments or projects that he's had in several of his classes. I like some of the stuff he's done for his entrepreneurship, where this was a workshop that he did, and some graphics and some projects he was able to actually put in those documents. So imagine your students, they create in lots of different ways. And a lot of times those are really siloed. They might have a Google Slides that they created over here, and a video over here, and a document over here. And Bulb is that place where they can bring all of those pieces together and have those in a very specific way, and theme, being able to have them all in a page or a collection that they can then choose to be able to showcase. And Nicole had kind of mentioned and showed you that as these students and yourselves are creating these portfolios, you get to decide who your audience is. So you could share one part of your portfolio out for a scholarship or college admissions, or you might share a project directly with the teacher and only the teacher has access. And then there might be other things later on, maybe a capstone that you end up sharing with the entire class, because that's something that you want to share a little bit more broadly. So you have total control of all different parts of your portfolio in terms of who can see what. He did an internship. So if your students do internships, that's a really popular way, not only to put stuff together to be able to apply for an internship, but then document your internship experience within your portfolio. Just kind of quickly moving along, this is actually a collection in a student's portfolio, and this was his capstone. So this was all the different components that he had to put together for his capstone project. And you'll notice here that there's letters and their research. He actually has his design work that he's put in here, documents that he's created, his PowerPoints, all interactive right on that page that he put together. And then he also has collected all of his certifications. So think about all the certifications that your students are getting. They can then download those certifications or any of their practice tests and how they're progressing, and all of that being able to put into their portfolio to showcase. I love when students take a picture of a certification and then also put like a project down below. So it might be, hey, here's an example of something that I've done that directly relates to that certification. So there's a lot of things that you can do there to make that really robust as well. I'm just quickly showing you a bunch of stuff. So maybe some you'll look at and you'll go, oh, that looks interesting. And you'll be able to dig in this yourself later on. Here's a nursing student who put together her clinical work experience and some work-based learning, a college essay. She practiced her interview questions and had those all documented in her portfolio as well. Amaya here had a beautiful portfolio where she was putting together all of her extracurricular activities. So she not only had an About Me page, but talked about all of her different experiences with public speaking and was able to put those videos that play right on the page in here, embed posts from social media that supported the things that she did as an advocate and a public speaker. Webinars and things that she hosted, other events that she did. And so she put together a beautiful portfolio. Many of you guys are sponsors of your clubs. And so having students document when they go to their conference or do a competition, that is something that's an incredible thing to add into your portfolio as well. And then the last one I'll show, because I think it's a popular way to be able to add things into your portfolio as well. But Preston here has all of his projects listed. But one of the things that I really love about what he does in here is he documents the entire process. So it's not just the final PowerPoint or the final piece. It is actually walking you through the steps of how they picked the process, what did he have to go through. They were designing a donation collection for the Dallas Zoo. And so he puts together his different research in here and really starts to tell a story of what it took. And I'll kind of scroll because it's a longer page. But what it took to get to the end to be able to present this to some of the employees at the Dallas Zoo and something that they actually put up at the zoo. So real world experiences and being able to have a beautiful place to document that within that portfolio. I know I went through that quickly, but again, in this portfolio, there's a whole page with student examples and educator examples that you guys can go through as well to be able to get inspired. So a lot of times as people look at this, they go, oh, this is really exciting, but how is this going to work directly in my classroom? And so we're not going to be able to dive into it, but I do want you guys to know that Bulb works great with all of your major learning management systems. So Google Classroom, Schoology, Canvas, It's Learning, Blackboard, all of those, that you can easily have students turn in parts of their portfolio. It could be a single page or a collection into the learning management system, and you can grade it directly from there. You can also post your templates that you might want to send out and assign to students for them to use in their portfolios through their learning management system. And we have great resources around each one individually. So if you go to this QR code or this URL, or it's in that GMetrix portfolio as well, it'll take you to your learning management system and show you exactly that workflow of what it would be like for you to assign a template or for the students to turn their portfolio work in through your learning management system. So I know we're about done with time. Just a quick view of some of the things we've covered in terms of great things to be able to add into your portfolio. And just a reminder, this is something that goes with the students. So they get to keep their portfolio for life. They get to keep using it. They never lose access to their content. And that's the same for you as well. And so a lot of teachers go, well, how does that work? It's really easy. There's not any big export or process. Once you sign up for your portfolio, you can go into your settings and you can add multiple email addresses. So as an educator and for students, I always encourage you, when you start your new portfolio, to go into settings and add a personal email address. That way you always have access to your portfolio, whether you're continuing with that school email address or you use access to that, you can always access your portfolio through that personal email address. And again, we're going to send you out some very specific instructions on how to make it really easy for you to go directly into your admin portal from your GMetrix admin portal. And on the left toolbar, you'll be able to click on the Bulb Digital Portfolios logo, and it will create an account for you right there. It's going to be very, very easy. This is one of my favorite quotes because I really believe in this from a portfolio perspective. Be a documentarian of what you do. There's a lot of value in that reflection and that time to be able to document, see growth, and be able to showcase out the things that make you unique. So again, we have this resource here that has getting started guides, portfolio lessons, templates, examples. This is going to be a great resource for you all to be able to use. And we'll send this out in a follow-up from this webinar as well. I know we didn't do a great job of leaving a ton of time for questions, but if anybody here, did we have any questions come in from chat, or anybody want to come off mute and ask any questions?
Well, I'll come off mute. I don't necessarily have any questions. I teach entrepreneurship at my high school, and I'm right beside the culinary department.
Yep.
And I can see this. I mean, I'm here specifically for culinary. I had a ring light that I wasn't using, and I took over there and we made a white box because they're cooking, creating, baking almost every day. And I'm like, guys, you need a portfolio. You need a digital portfolio. And I'm like, okay, worst case scenario, you can put it all in Google Sheets or Google something, and it'll be free and you can take it with you and da da da. And then I saw this webinar and I thought, this is perfect. And then when I see how I can also use it for entrepreneurship, I'm really excited. And I
love.
Yeah, the first thing I can think about when I saw the journey that the gentleman took with the elephant.
Oh, yep.
I also do an invention, convention, and entrepreneurship fair. We have a log book. How awesome would it be for the log book to be on Bulb?
Yes.
That would be amazing because they have to do a video. They have to put all this stuff, log all of this information. And I was like, that would be awesome if we could somehow put that on Bulb. I don't think that that's doable because I don't think they'll accept that. But I think I can see this being a great thing. But I do have one question. There was a resume section. Is that correct? Is there a template to get students started? I have a lot of 9th and 10th graders. And if you would like to have a day where you would like to pull your hair out, try to get a 9th or 10th grader to do a resume. They have no clue. And they don't have a lot to pull from. I mean, they just don't.
Yeah, that is definitely challenging. I have worked even with middle schoolers in doing resumes and trying to get them to think about some experiences that they've had. And Nicole just popped her screen on. But yes, the resume comes along with everyone's portfolio, so everyone will have access to that. And it is a starting template. The About Me section that she's showing, the experience and the education are starting points. And then in that GMetrix resource portfolio, I have a link there that's about resume resources. And we put together an entire resource that gives them ideas of things to put in their resumes, things to put in their portfolio to support the resume. And then like additional, as you'll see, Nicole has a certification section and a volunteer section. And those are all additional things, but not everybody's going to have all the same sections. And so we have some resources out there for them to think about what sections might I want in mine, and how do I keep building that? If I'm a 9th grader, I might start with this, but then I might add a few things in 10th grade because now I've done maybe something over the summer.
And we are very certification forward. We really try to get at least everyone in one of our CTE classes to get a certification, and having a place where they can like have the picture. That's awesome.
That's great, Jennifer.
Yeah.
I will also say in that portfolio where I have all the student examples, the first example, Darrell Walker, he is a culinary arts student and shows some of his culinary arts work. I work with a lot of culinary arts teachers out of Miami-Dade in particular. That's just a group that I've worked with recently that have some really cool portfolios out there.
That would be amazing. I am right beside my culinary departments, and he has students placed in CIA and Johnson Wells, whatever. He has them in these really great, cooking institutions, and I just thought this would just really help with all of that. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with this.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Thank you for sharing with us, Jennifer.
Jennifer, again, thank you for sharing. When you said for culinary and everything, and that you taught entrepreneurship, I hope she knows she can use it for entrepreneurship too. That was what I taught last year. I had my students, they had to create their own business, and they had to do everything as though they were creating their business with the entrepreneurship. They had to find a space for their business. They had to do a marketing plan, a business plan. They had to do graphics for it. They had to do everything. And then we had a competition, and we also went to a couple of competitions, but having this type of portfolio would have helped with that tremendously, especially when it came to the groups of students doing it. So yeah, don't forget anything your mind can think of. I'm sure there's a way we can get it in here.
Well, and that's interesting because we are our mascot is a dolphin, and we have Dolphin Tank instead of Shark Tank.
Cute.
So how cool, and we work with FSU, our FSU campus in Panama City, and they actually give scholarship monies to the winners of Dolphin Tank. How cool would it be if we had a portfolio documenting how they went through the process of coming up with their idea and just all the pieces? I think that might be really neat too. And if they won, then they have something to then show that add to their resume and stuff, or a college application or whatever. I can see that. I can see that happening too. I can see this in a lot of places. So I'm excited.
That's great.
And I'll mute myself and let somebody else talk.
No, you're good. Thanks for sharing. Does anybody else have any other questions or comments as we wrap up? Well, I know we are so close to the holidays, and so we just appreciate you guys joining us this evening and giving us the opportunity to be able to share about this partnership and the incredible things that students can do with both our platforms. And so thank you guys so much. As we said, keep an eye out for emails coming that will tell you exactly how you can create your own free account and all the resources and links and everything to be able to think about what this would look like in your classroom and get started. So yes, thank you so much.
Follow us on our socials so that you can stay connected and be notified immediately when we have new content or to what's coming up in the webinars and everything.
Thank you guys.